And hello, good afternoon, everybody. Once again, 12 a.m. in Paris, just 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West. This is C&C Live. I'm Colin here with Charlie. And Charlie, am I allowed to swear on here?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't think I will because I'm not sure I'm supposed to. But Stephen effing Curry,
Yeah,
as
he
well,
he saved the day.
as well as Le Captain, Le
We should not.
Captain.
We should not have been down 17 to the Serbians, though.
So, look. Steve Kerr coached a very bad basketball game today. One of his worst. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when you have Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant all on the floor. And
Yeah.
we've been wanting for a long time to see those three players play together on the same court, on the same team. And we finally are seeing what it looks like, and it's some really quality basketball. And that was an amazing, amazing game. It gave me a heart attack, but an amazing game. The start showed out, and also it was a rough going in the early parts of the game. But let's give Joel Embiid his flowers to today. He came up huge several times. Kevin Durant struggled early. He came up huge in the fourth quarter. Curry is what kept I almost said the Warriors. Curry is what kept Team USA in the game, and they won because it doesn't matter. They're that good. The raw talent is always going to come through at some point, and it did today. Charlie? Charlie? Okay, it seems that we may have lost Charlie for a second, unfortunately. We'll get back to Team USA's win in a minute. Let's go through some of the other medals that we had today before we get into back into that game. Taekwondo, second to lowest weight class for both the men and the women. The women's side podium went Korea, Iran, and then at the bottom Bulgaria and Canada. And then on the men's side, podium Uzbekistan, Jordan, I believe, and then Brazil and China at the bottom of it. Weightlifting on the men's side, Indonesia, Thailand, and I want to say, is that Bulgaria? I don't know. I'm bad at reading flags. Yeah, in Bulgaria. And on the women's side, this is again second to lowest weight class, China, Canada, and Chinese Taipei. So on the men's side, this was the first time in weightlifting that China hasn't won a medal. And yes, we're aware, by the way, if you're looking, it's not day 12 of the Olympics, it's day 13 today. We are actively working on solving that, but there are shall I say some technical difficulties, but that should be resolved here in the next couple of minutes. Here on day 13 of the Olympics, or 16th straight day of live streams, hoping to get Charlie back here in a minute or two. If not, though, we will continue. We had medals today in track cycling, a couple more there. Podium for those. Well, it was the women's Kieran race and podium New Zealand, Netherlands, Great Britain, and the men's Omnium, France, Portugal, and Belgium. That final race in the Omnium, 100 laps around that track, which works out to, I believe, 25 kilometers. So pretty long race, and there's 4 different races in that event that's coming up on the women's side on the final day of the Olympics. That's this Sunday. Field hockey finished up today. Netherlands won the championship and went to a shootout for the championship. Germany, the silver, India, the bronze in that, in field hockey. Wrestling, 3 more medals today. Final Greco-Roman medals, the 87 kilogram weight. The podium for that looked like Bulgaria, Iran, Denmark, Ukraine. Then men's Greco-Roman 67 kilograms, Iran, Ukraine, and then Cuba, Azerbaijan. And then finally the women's 53 kilograms today. Ecuador, the silver. North Korea, China, taking home the bronzes, and then the men's on the men's side, on the gold it was Japan up at the top. When we have technical difficulties and we're trying to sort through all of those, and you're the only person on here, it does get kind of challenging to ensure that everything is running smoothly. But we are here to talk about everything that has been going down. Let's start by, I think we actually have a new background that we can add, because it is not day 12 of the Olympics. It's, as you'll see in just a second, it's day 13 of these Olympic Games. Over here, it's processing. This makes very, very bad content. Let's change the thumbnail on it at least. Today 13 on this video, on this live stream, C&C Talks Live. Here we go. I guess while this live stream does its work, or not does its work, we'll see. Let's get into track and field. Huge day for the United States at the track today. Four different events that they were on the podium twice. But I think the notable story is the men's 200 meters. This was, we thought, the easier race for Noah Lyles. He already won the 100, so going for the double looked like there was a real shot that he could do it. Turns out he finished third, not even the top American on the podium. Apparently he had COVID. Leslie Tebogo from Botswana won the race. Kenneth Bednarek from the U.S. got the silver, but Noah Lyles had COVID, tested positive on Tuesday, still participated in that event for some reason. Not entirely sure why he did that or why he was allowed to do that, but he did, I guess. And that's where we're at there. Here we go. Changing the thumbnail on this now. Day 13 it is. Sydney McLaughlin-Lavroni, just another excellent American performing today. Gold for her and a new world record. This is just what she does. World records it's practically every single time that she races, and it's beyond impressive what she's able to do out there. Not the only American on that podium either. Anna Cockrell finishing in silver. It was a bad race for Femke Bol. It was really McLaughlin's biggest rival. But look, if McLaughlin is running, or if McLaughlin-Lavroni is running at her best, which she was today, right? World record, which means also a PR for her, which she gets over and over again. If she is running at her best, she cannot be beat in this event. And she proved that today. She's proved that each of the last several times that she's run. These 400-meter hurdles, and another gold medal for her, another gold medal for Team USA, who the gap has shrunk slightly between the US and China. US today added 3 gold medals. China added 4. So it stands to a lead of just 1, but 30 overall in terms of total medals, because 8 medals for the U.S. in track and field, 2 in women's long jump. Tara Davis-Woodhull, huge jump for her. Gold for her there. Jasmine Moore, a bronze for the U.S., defending champion from Germany. Mihambo, the silver medal in that event. And then in the men's 110 hurdles, gold for Grant Holloway, who is the best at these hurdles. And Daniel Roberts, the silver. Rashid Broadbell for Jamaica, the bronze. And here's the thing. Either the men or the women, in all of the sprinting events, an American has won gold on either the men's or women's side. 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter, 100/110 hurdles, and 400-meter hurdles. And America does 1 gold. This is a very, very, very good track meet for the United States. I mean, frankly, it's good enough to make me just forget, I guess, about what happened with the men in the pool, because that was not good, but really, really good stuff for the U.S. there. Not necessarily unexpected, but still really, really good. The other track event, the final today, men's javelin, a world record. It might have just been an Olympic record, but a record for in Pakistan, India, silver, Grenada, the bronze. Their event today, marathon swimming. We had this was in the Seine. Looked like it was tough to swim in the Seine today. Hopefully they don't, get E. coli, but it still looked difficult. Gold for the Netherlands, silver for Australia, bronze for Italy. 3 sailing finals today. Mixed sailing multi-hill, podiums Italy, Argentina, New Zealand. Mixed sailing dinghy, podium is I believe Austria, Japan, Sweden, and then in the the women's kite sailing, men's kite sailing delayed till tomorrow. Women's kite sailing, Great Britain, France, and the Netherlands. Also didn't mention women's weight. I did mention that. Another Chinese medal in springboard diving. Of course, gold and silver here. This is what China does. They dominate the diving events. Not entirely sure why, but they have since the 80s. Mexico, an impressive bronze medal for Asmar Alvera Ibarra. Kayaking events today. No medals for the U.S. A medal for China, a gold medal for China, and the men's canoe sprint double. China, Italy, and Spain. And the women's kayak sprint for New Zealand, Germany, Hungary. Men's kayak sprint for Germany, Australia, and Spain. So really good stuff for Germany in the kayaking sprint events. Also, typically an event that Hungary does well in. They came close to the podium in the men's canoe sprint double, didn't quite get there, but no surprise to see them winning medals. Maybe slightly surprised by the color of said medals, but no huge surprises. No huge surprises there. We had sport climbing today, men's speed. Sam Watson, he didn't win gold for the U.S. Gold went to from Poland, with the Chinese person getting second, but in the bronze medal match, he got a world record, which I guess you'd probably have preferred a gold, but the world record is still pretty impressive, although sport climbing is still relatively young sport at this point still. So slightly less impressive, but still good stuff. It was a chaotic day today at the Olympics. There's a good 4-hour stretch. There was a gold medal every 15 minutes on average, if not quicker than that. And that's not even mentioning France-Germany basketball game. It was a great game. We talked about the U.S. basketball game. That was phenomenal. Water polo. U.S. crashed out, to be honest with you. U.S. women, 3 straight golds. Not anymore. They're playing in the bronze medal match after losing a shootout. Australia has now won 3 shootouts this Olympics. The Australian women in the water polo, so impressive for them. Bronze medal in football. Morocco beat Egypt for that, and it was not a close game. You could turn that off 30 minutes in. Everybody knew what the result was going to be. Let's see. Were there more gold? Oh, yeah, sorry. Boxing. There were golds today in addition. Men's boxing, Uzbekistan, France, in the top 2 spots on the podium. A bit lower down was Cape Verde and Dominican Republic. And on the women's side today in that weight class, it was China, Turkey, and then Korea and North Korea sharing the bronze. But then USA volleyball today. They play Brazil a lot in the Olympics in volleyball, and it's always good. It was good again today. Great match from start to finish. 5 sets. US was down in the 5th set, came back, won. USA moving on to the finals in volleyball. Handball today, also excellent. We've seen a lot of excellent play in handball the last couple of days. Lots of really close games. France-Sweden was an incredible game. Norway, Denmark. These were women's games. Also a really good game, not quite to the level of France, Sweden. France ended up beating Sweden. Norway ended up beating Denmark. So France, Norway, that men's final will be determined tomorrow. We have Germany, Spain, Slovenia, and Denmark still left. Bronze medal match on the women's side, Denmark and Sweden. So that's for the last medal. Women's golf today. It was a great day for Nelly Korda, the top golfer in the world from the U.S. Until a quadruple bogey on 16. Not ideal. And in addition to that, today, I think that's most of what we had. We had the start of the modern pentathlon. We had the start of rhythmic gymnastics. We'll talk about that more coming up in the next couple of days once we have, once the technical difficulties end, if that's a thing that can possibly happen. U.S. in volleyball, they'll be playing Italy in the women's volleyball final in a couple of days. The men's final is France-Poland coming up on Saturday. Women's final very, very early Sunday morning. All the events early on Sunday because the opening ceremony is in prime time. The closing ceremony is in prime time in France on Sunday. U.S. women on Saturday will play for gold in soccer. U.S. women basketball tomorrow will play for a chance in the gold medal to play for a gold medal, which they should do. Probably won't be quite as stressful as was today for the U.S. For the U.S. men. I think if there was to look at takeaways just from today in general, there's the two biggest things for the U.S. The Noah Lyles thing it's just so weird. Like, he should not have been running if he had COVID. He shouldn't have been there. And sure, I respect him for wanting to compete, but at the same time, dude, you're sick and you're a risk to other people. Now, granted, he was wearing a mask. He was taking at least that one precaution, not while he was actually running, but always when he wasn't. So that was good to see. This does really jeopardize the U.S.'s chances in that 4x100 relay, though. Unclear if he's going to run it. He hinted in an interview that he probably won't, which could make things difficult. The Jamaica did not even make the finals of the relay, which is wild if you consider some of the people that they've had sprinting for Jamaica over the years. The fact that this year they can't field four that are good enough to even make the finals, yet alone get on the podium. It's kind of wild. And then the other takeaway, that USA basketball game, I think that as we'll try to close this show out fairly early today. I think that the one takeaway that I'll leave with is a quote from Kevin Durant. After the game, he's when talking about kind of the honor of playing to represent the country, and he said it was a lot of BS happens in our country, but a lot of great things happen too. And I think that's just a really good way of summing it up, especially in a week like this, especially at a competition where we could really see just how much this meant to so many people on Team USA to be able to get that win over Serbia, advance to the finals where they will play Wemby and Rudy Gobert and the rest of that French team on Saturday in the finals. But before that, we've still got tomorrow to get to. So that coming up on this final Friday of the Olympics events in artistic swimming, diving, marathon swimming, water polo, track and field, basketball, boxing, started breakdancing. We're going to get breakdancing, see what that's like at the Olympics for the very first time tomorrow. That should be fun. In addition to that, more canoe sprint, more track cycling, more field hockey, end of field hockey, gold medal match in men's football, third round of women's golf, more rhythmic gymnastics, handball, more modern pentathlon, more sailing, and end of sailing, we think, more sport climbing, table tennis, taekwondo, beach volleyball, a medal match there, some volleyball, some weightlifting, and some wrestling. Pretty full day. The Olympics tomorrow, there'll be 35 medals on the calendar. We'll be right back here, hopefully without the technical difficulties tomorrow to recap all of it with you. But for now, make sure you check us out at C&C Talks Podcast on Twitter, as well as at C&C Talks Charlie for Charlie, cctalks.com/Discord for our Discord page. cctalks.com to learn more about us. This episode's right here, C&C Talks YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks for tuning in and spending a little bit of time on this Thursday afternoon with us, mostly me today, because again, technical difficulties. Again, tons to get to tomorrow. We're really looking forward to it. Same time, as always, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. With that, we'll leave you for today. Colin, thanks for listening. For more.